just going to go on a walk that could be relevant to you. But I was praying and I was asking like if there was anything I should relate. And I kept getting the story of Samson, who he was full of pride. He was having a lot of intercourse with prostitutes, other things, but God put a calling on his life before he was even born, when he was in his mother's womb. For instance, like his mother was supposed to eat completely healthy with him. And the main thing about Samson was he wasn't allowed to cut his hair. That's where his strength came from. That was like the one covenant with God, except for not being around corpse or drinking or anything like that. I don't know if this could be resonating with you guys or not. I am pretty heavily channeling right now. I've been getting a lot of stuff I can't get my head to shut off this morning that could be relevant to you as well. Look for the little synchronicities in the video that could be relating to you. Now, Samson was super protected from God, except for when they cut his hair. It was just 11:11 on the clock, and that took away his strength. And also, someone, I don't know if it was Delilah or if it was someone else, because he was married before, I think, Delilah. I have to finish Samson all the way, but I took it apart as well. And it's weird because I even had a dream about this the other night. It's like someone could come in and try to woo you or sleep with you or something to try to get information out of you and try to know your strengths and weaknesses and stuff so they can attack that. And in my dream, this was like a lover as well, kind of like with Samson, and I'm pretty sure it's Delilah. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But she told them about his strength coming from his hair, and they cut off all his hair. I'm just getting, this is so symbolic for someone. You could have even just cut your hair, but someone could try to get close to somebody else physically and like woo you, or I feel like you would fall for this, or whoever this is, this person would fall for this person, 222 on the clock. You could have been praying or waiting for a relationship to come in, and someone can completely sweep you off your feet, but it's like they want to get information out of you. I don't know if it's to embarrass you, use your ideas, or use you in general. I feel like this is a foe. It's an enemy that would come in and do this. This is completely different from what I was getting, so whoever's in here right now, I pick up on that energy when you come in the chat. And it's different when I'm not using the tarot cards. Another thing about that real fast, it's been, even this morning, I was kind of struggling with it. I put on YouTube and one of my old videos popped up. And I had so much of my identity at some point in tarot that I feel like a fish out of water sometimes. You could feel that way. So I will still be channeling and all that stuff, but I may be a little slower because I'm not using the tools. I'm just praying. And I only get what I am given. It's always been that way. So be careful of someone coming in to sleep with you or do something like that, like start a fake relationship. 333 on the clock, you could be seeing that, or 222, or 6s, 8s, and 1010, or 1001. I think I have a voice recording that there's someone that's really, I just got shisty, or like, I don't know why this person wants to get close. It's either to embarrass you or get some kind of information from you. It could even be to get your like credit card information, your debit card information. 1124 or 1121 can be somebody's birthday. There can also be someone that, I've been getting quite a few things, and I started writing everything down for you guys because the more I meditate on your comments and your energy, and I pray like whoever needs it the most. 1123 could also be someone's birthday. A lot of November birthdays. I've been picking up on an energy of obsession, and I'm not saying that lightly. If I'm saying obsession, I mean there's an obsession. I don't know if this is a love obsession, hate, or like this person can't get you out of their head or their mind. 1122 could be someone's birthday. I've been picking up on 3 either masculine or feminine energies. I personally, when I was praying, was getting masculine energies. There could be 3 different people you literally don't expect. You could be getting their name somewhat, or you can be seeing their name a lot. I feel like someone's in a lot of remorse, over either not choosing you or letting you slip through their fingers. There can be another one where they just look back and they're like, that was a true love of mine. And there can be another energy. I've really been picking up on this, and this could be the person even wanting to come in and fool you, kind of like Samson and Delilah, to get something out of you. But it's such a strong, obsessive energy. For some of you, this masculine energy can be doing witchcraft or love spells on you if you have not been thinking of them, and randomly, like, you're just getting, that scared the crap out of me, these intense urges. Not even urges, like, you could just be like really feeling someone's energy or feeling a lot of love for someone that you normally 555 on the clock do not. I just have a heavy almost stalker or obsessive vibe. And remember, pray to God if this is your video or not, because it's not going to resonate with everyone, and the messages I do get, you need to decide for yourself. And a good way to do that, once again, if you really are having a hard time with clarity and stuff, and I know this can be hard, but I would fast. It's one way to really start getting clarity, and I know it can be very difficult, but it's a good way to show God that you are starving your flesh to be more spiritual with him. I'm going to flip to a page in this and see what's up, and then also clarity. Offerings and dedication, and you get some kind of blessing. So it's like, I feel like a lot of you could be struggling right now, or you could just be under constant attack, or you could feel really stuck at the same time. I'm getting a lot of stuff, so just hold on. I'm trying to, like, it's like putting a puzzle together in your head, so it just takes me a minute. When you don't use the cards, it's just different. Honestly, I'm feeling the Lovers. That could also be Gemini energy. I'm feeling the Devil, which could be a very obsessive energy, but also Capricorn energy. The Star and the High Priestess. Those are all major arcanas too. I feel, honestly, someone, I'm going to see if this is right, someone could be doing, and when you are in this spiritual field, if you've ever done tarot, if you're reading the Bible, get close to God, you have to be aware of demonic attacks and witchcraft and stuff like that, because it actually is super real. It sucks, but you could be under very heavy attack right now, and you could want to either light Palo Santo or sage and stuff. It's been hard for me not to. I have like one piece of Palo Santo left, 8:08 on the clock, that I found out in the living room when I was cleaning. And I'm like, I know that you just need to pray to God, like, please protect me and whatnot. But the more you show God that you are choosing him and you're on that side, the more, not like, my clairaudience and clairvoyance has really picked up. But someone can be trying to mess with your intuition. Your spiritual gifts can be picking up too. And there's someone in here that needs to know that you are a healer. I've been getting this message a lot recently. It could be a large group of you, but pray on that and see if that's for you. Because if you're a healer, like, God will use, it doesn't matter your past, anything like that. Just like Samson, he was full of pride. He was, like, the Bible talks about that. He was very prideful. He was very lustful. There was like 3 things he wasn't supposed to do. One was being around corpses, and he ate honey out of a lion's corpse, which that was bad. Still, God did not curse him. God still gave him this strength. He wasn't supposed to cut his hair, though. That was the one thing he was not supposed to do, and that's when his strength got taken away. But in the story of Samson, like, it shows you in the Bible how God uses people, because he ended up saving a bunch of children that he was supposed to save. Unknowingly. Like, he wasn't trying to do this, but that's why God was using him. So there could even be someone really prideful in your life, or you really don't like, you can be trying to pray for forgiveness, all that kind of stuff. I know it's hard when someone's constantly attacking you, but God uses people, and it doesn't matter who you are. If God has a calling on your life, then he has a calling on your life. And even if the person is shisty or a bad person in general, there's still a reason God could be using them. That's what I mean. It's like, there's also another quote in there. It's like, why criticize or look at the speck in your brother's eye when you have a log in your own? So that's super important to do. It's like, always try to take a step back. When you're heavily judging someone, remember the measure that you're judging someone will be the same exact way someone is judging you. How much you're judging others is measured of how much you're going to be judged. So don't look at the speck in your brother's eye when you have a log in your own. I have to work on that myself because, hey, my roommate, but it's like, and every time I go to ask questions to God about her and I flip in the Bible, it goes to Samson, and I'm like, and that person is full of pride. They're very lustful. They would buy prostitutes and like all that kind of stuff. But God had a calling and an anointing on him when he was in his mother's womb. And you may not understand why God uses some people and others, but if you are born and you're on this planet, you are here for a reason. God has a purpose for you. Remember, 11:11 on the clock. Many are called, but few pick up that call. So many of us have these big purposes, whether you think it's big or not. Like, it can be saving people. It could be leading people closer to God, getting them out of addictions. Like, it could be all different types of things. You guys knock those over, you're gonna get hurt. But that's one thing I'm really getting in my heart right now to relay is before you go and judge other people, yes, you can judge them, but just like a bird going by in the wind, like, or there's another saying, like, if you're cursing someone that's richer than you or angry and you're in your room doing this, like, stuff gets around. You also send out that energy. So it's important to, instead of focusing on what others are doing wrong or focusing on other people in general, it's really important to reel it back in and focus on you and be like, okay, are my hands clean before I point this finger? Am I doing a good job? Because yes, a lot of us can be better than other people, like a better human being, but that doesn't mean we should be sitting there and judging them. We don't know other people, we don't know their life, and we don't know why people act the way they do. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. And a lot of people are just lost. And it's easier to blame other people or take stuff out on other people than focusing on our own problems and looking in the mirror and being like, dang, I have a lot that I need to work on too. Because it's easier to direct our energy at what other people are doing wrong to us instead of looking at how we're acting or what we're doing wrong. Even if it doesn't seem like we are, what can we do better? How can we work on being a better version of ourselves? When we feel either really anxious, depressed, and stuff like that, it is important to talk to God and pray, not just for the good things, but bad things, like all that kind of stuff. Remember, he's not a vending machine in the sky. But when you turn around and you focus on the stuff that you need to get done, where do you want to be? And remember, if we don't change something we do daily, then we're never going to change our lives. We have to change our routine. It doesn't have to be drastic, but maybe there's something holding you back. For me, kratom. Like, if there's something holding you back that you know you shouldn't do, if you want each day to be different or change or do better, then you're gonna have to change something daily. And that could be different for everyone. Also, oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. My Venmo will be back up probably by the end of the day. I know some of you have messaged me about that. I had to get something figured out. I was thinking about it. I was like, I've never done this crap to people. That could be important too. You could be like, why does this stuff happen to me when you've never done that to someone else? I don't know. It could be a test from God. Because, like, when you're on the verge of a breakthrough, when something really big's about to come in your life, if you've been doing the spiritual work, 27 on the clock, if someone could also be 44 or 43, 36, 37. But if you're doing the inner spiritual work, and instead of judging all these other people, of course you're going to judge people, we're humans, it's natural. But if you're reeling that back in and being like, okay, why am I judging this person? why do I feel this anger, animosity, hate? It could be anything. Reel it back in, look at yourself, look at what you can do better. When you're about to get a huge blessing or breakthrough, something you've prayed for, something you've tried manifesting, God is going to test you so hard before. It's like, he wants to see if you keep your integrity and your, I was going to say favor. Someone could be favored. I do feel like I need to read the beginning of this real fast for someone. I keep getting back to job and like getting to relay job to you guys. It's for right here. So, one day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." The Lord said to Satan, and remember, so God knows what Satan's going to say before he says it, because it's God. And when he says, "Have you considered my servant Job?" It's like God knew that he was going to say something about Job because Job was so blessed. And I'm sorry if I'm saying that word wrong, guys. I'm reading the Bible by myself, so if you would want to correct me, I'd appreciate it so I can learn faster. Thank you. But the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." "Does Job fear God for nothing?" Satan replied. "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." Sorry, I needed to make sure my phone was plugged in. 17:17 is about to be on the clock. So you can just tell Satan is jealous. He's like, "Does Job fear God for nothing?" Satan replied. "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds stretch out your hand and strike everything he has." So if Satan's allowed to strike everything he has, he's like, he will surely curse you to your face. The Lord said to Satan, "Very well then, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger." Someone can be really protected too, because I was talking about Samson. It's like, people literally could be trying to do something to you or anything like that. Even God says in the Bible, it's like, for someone that drinks the poison, you're a believer, you will not die from the poison, which is really cool. I've thought about that stuff recently. But then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. One day when Job's sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the older brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the donkeys were grazing nearby." And I don't know these names, you guys, so I apologize. Please be patient with me. "The Sabeans attacked and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who escaped to tell you." Also, I do appreciate you guys correcting me. I won't be able, hi Mercedes, I won't be able to see it in the live chat, but if you comment and you're like, "Hey, this is how you pronounce it or say it," I appreciate that. But, while he was still, so I am the only one who escaped to tell you. While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The fire of God fell from the heavens and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The Chatelains, I don't know, formed 3 raiding parties and swept down on your camels and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, yet another messenger came and said, "Your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the eldest brother's house, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them, and they are unalived. I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." At this, Job got up, tore his robe, shaved his head, then fell to the ground in worship and said. So this is what I mean by, like, yes, he doesn't curse God and he's loyal and stuff, but instead of being like, why have you forsaken me? Why have you done this? He praised him, which that's what God's trying to do. The point of this, it's not just to show how faithful Job is to God over Satan and all this kind of stuff, and how he wouldn't curse him and stuff, but it was to build his faith in a different way. It's not about just doing sacrifices to get something from God. It's like Job was always doing things to get something from God, it seemed like, throughout the book. So he shaved his head, then fell to the ground in worship and said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. If you're in a situation like that, best believe most of us would be like, why the F have you forsaken me? Why have you done this to me? Just, it's okay, because God knows your heart too, so it's okay to ask questions and get frustrated and angry, but always try to reel it back in. And once you like let off steam or whatever, you get angry, you can be upset or yell at God. I did that this morning. I was like, why are you letting this happen? And just stuff like that. But we don't see why God is doing certain things. We don't know why. But if you're being a faithful servant of God, and you're at least trying to build your faith and being a good person and stuff, everything starts making sense later. I said sorry this morning too. After all that, I was like, I don't know why this is happening to me, but I do trust you and I do love you. And maybe you're mad at me for certain things in the past. I don't know. But, and it could also, like I said before, a big breakthrough or blessing comes in, just like God is testing Job, he's going to test you. He took everything away from him to see if he would curse him, blame him, get angry at him, but keep his integrity. He wanted to see if he'd curse him and keep his integrity, stuff like that. So when you're going through these situations, before you react to certain things, really just be quiet for a minute and be like, does this align with my integrity, my morals? Is me exploding or freaking out, is it going to get you anywhere? Is it going to help anything? Remember, your reaction matters. It really does. The more you start practicing this stuff too, and you really get in the place where you're like, you just see people for who they are, it can be frustrating and stuff, but you could just be different. If you have a good heart, you're a good person, don't react to people being so evil. Just look at them or walk away and be like, think about what's worth your breath. What is worth your anger? It takes like 4 hours to calm your body down after 5 minutes of freaking out or screaming or yelling. 4 hours for your body to get back down to a healthy place. Pick what to get upset over. Not everything deserves not only your attention, but the hurt you're causing your body by getting angry, by reacting. Choose what deserves your anger, what to be angry at. So in all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. On another day, the angels came and presented themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them to present himself before him. And the Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." I just got something I have to say to you guys. I'm just going to finish this one part. Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil, and he still maintains his integrity, though you enticed me against him to ruin him without any reason. For he wounds, but he also binds up. He injures, but his hand also heals. From 6 calamities he will rescue you. In 7 no harm will touch you. In famine he will deliver you from death. And in the battle, from the stroke of the sword, you will be protected from the lash and the tongue." Someone needs to be really careful of someone. You know if that's for you, if you've been having a bad feeling. Remember to pray, meditate on this, and see if certain things in this are yours for your reading, but someone may really need to be careful. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like really, there is such a war right now between good and evil, like the devil and God. And for you, like, you guys have to believe in this stuff. Like, I have never been more clear that there is a heaven and hell. So yesterday, even though I know certain movies are bad to watch, certain things are bad to do. I mean, yesterday I was just bad. I was totally full of gluttony. I made a whole thing of cornbread stuffing, ribs, pulled pork, ice cream. I sat on the couch yesterday because I was so tired from the past like week. I just pigged out all day and I watched The House of the Usher or The Fall of the Usher or whatever. You guys, that is so freaking demonic. So many things in that are demonic. If you guys haven't watched that, I binged it all day yesterday. It was pouring where I am. And this is the thing I got told to say. I mean, the music industry, Hollywood, all that stuff, they are not hiding it anymore. They are just making it so clear and blatantly obvious as like a joke. Like, people really don't believe in this stuff, but there is a heaven and a hell. I'm trying to think of what the person was that wrote a bunch of demonic books. This is from like years ago. This person came out with like a series of books or whatever on how to summon demons and perform certain witchcraft and spells and stuff. This guy on his deathbed literally cried out and he went, "Oh no, what have I done?" He was terrified of what was coming out. When you're close to unaliving like that, there's scary stuff that happens. Like when I was really close recently, just from being a tarot reader and doing all that kind of stuff, making fast money and everything, when I literally, you guys, I've never had this in my life. It was terrifying what was going on in my house, what was following me. Like just like in the House of Usher or whatever that thing is on Netflix right now, the devil comes to collect. I pray to God that none of you are calling on spirits and spirit guides and stuff, being like, I will give this or I'll give offerings or this or that. You are feeding demonic energy, the devil, stuff like that. Guys, I was a tarot reader. I was terrified when I was literally on the verge, like so sick. The dreams I was having, freaking that angel, I thought it was like the angel of death, going in and out of that room really fast and seeing it in my dream, like just continuously having rapture dreams. And it's like God tried getting me close to him 2 to 3 months ago when I tried getting rid of everything. Well, I did at first. I just packed everything away. And I knew then that I had to stop doing tarot and get away from it because there was some demonic AF happening in my house. Like terrifying stuff. For instance, my roommate, she put the night lock on recently, which we haven't done in forever, because there's weird stuff in here. Like we had a swarm of flies come in our house. When you get closer and closer to God too, and you're like in this tarot community, if you're anything like in the occult, they come to collect. You will get things attached. You can think you're calling on spirit guides and stuff. You are calling on demonic energies. My grandpa Warren, who's clairaudient and clairvoyant too, he warned me when I first started my channel. He's like, you don't know what you're talking to or who you're talking to. Yes, sometimes you can get spirits that are lost, some good spirits. But 99.9% of the time, they are demonic. Terrifying stuff, you guys. Like a growl coming from across the room. I'm like in the kitchen cooking, and all of a sudden I just feel this thing getting closer and closer to me, and it breathed on the back of my neck. And I freaked out and I went to turn around and swing and almost scream, and as I did that, the keys from across the room on the key rack start flying back and forth. I've had onions fly across my kitchen. I crap you not. Like, tarot cards are a portal, and so many of us are unaware of that. I was so unaware of that. I'm not coming on here to either like shame anyone in tarot or do anything like that. I know it's really hard to quit. I've been like, the past day, it was really like, because some of my videos popped up, I was like, I miss that. I felt so good when I was doing that. I started finding my identity more, all that kind of stuff. But it is demonic and dark, and the devil will come to collect. I've been told to say this multiple times, and I keep getting it, but really, I keep getting December 12th for something scary, and Switzerland. I literally have been getting to get as many people as I can get to go to Switzerland, and we can like meet each other there. I've had dreams of this. I've closed my eyes in meditation and saw like a camp that we formed with a lot of children there. I keep getting something about Switzerland, like politics, Hollywood, all this kind of stuff are trying to sway our attention away from what's really going on in the world. Even look at an episode, like I got channeled the Kardashians not too long ago, and I was like, why the F are you giving me the Kardashians? They literally got bunkers in Switzerland, and they are watching home movies. It was like the end of the Kardashians, like the final thing. It was on YouTube, and it was just like snippets of the very last season. The kids aren't allowed to talk, basically. They all look really sad, and they're watching certain houses they have, and they're like, we're never gonna go there again, you guys, because they're selling it, but you're never ever gonna see that spot again and everything else. There's so many things, like even Kanye West, knowing what's going on in the world, turned to Jesus immediately. I think, I also had a dream 2 nights ago with Oprah in it and clones and stuff like that. It was really weird, but it was like, it was that dream where this person wants to come in, and it could be like the Samson thing, that they wanted his power or something like that. But this person, like, you were madly in love with, they were madly in love with you. And they're like being very intimate with each other. And then you go to the bathroom and you know something terrible is about to happen. You have the worst feeling in the world. And you go out of the bathroom and you're like, we have to go now. We have to go now. And the person's like really taking their time, not really trying to go. And that's when I got channeled the next day to watch The House of Usher. And it's crazy because they're talking about artificial intelligence in there and how we can live forever by transferring our consciousness into the machines and making clones, basically. And that was my freaking dream before I even watched this show. And in the dream, it was like, I had Oprah, that one guy from Scary Movie where he's like, wait, there's more. One of those brothers, the funny guy in Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3. He was in it, Oprah, and I don't know if it was The Rock or not, but they were dragging me by my feet. And I had, on my phone, it was like recording a guy sleeping or whatever. Like it was the person I was with sleeping. So I was making sure he was okay. Like a little, like what I do in my room every day. But instead I ended it super fast as I'm being drugged. And I go live and I was like, they're going to make it seem like this is a joke. It's a prank, that I'm just doing this for clout or something else. 333. I was like, they are taking my body. It's not me coming back. I'm going to be gone. It's a clone, whatever. It was such a weird dream. I've never even believed in those conspiracies about the clones, and now I'm starting to. Because I keep having weird dreams like that. But I was getting drugged by Oprah. She was like evil. I feel like people, like literally in that industry, are just taken over by demons. Even for Hawaii, Oprah was asking people to donate their money who are struggling to help freaking Hawaii right now when she's a billionaire. You have enough to rebuild Hawaii 75 times and over. F you, Oprah. Sorry, not sorry. Anyways, I had to get that out for some reason. But be careful of what you're watching right now, because it can allow stuff to come in your house. Certain songs, all that kind of stuff is a portal. Like that song by Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red, that is a spell. Do you understand how you can't get it out of your head? If you've ever heard that song, it's going to be on repeat. There's certain things those aren't even all my skateboards. I do like skateboards. But that's my passion. I have a passion for skating. And just like if you play golf or if you fish, there's different boards for different types of skating, all different kinds. My favorite personally is surf skates. Here, hold on, I'll show you what like a surf skate is. Real fast. I already have it in my room. Like surf skates, so hold on. Like more regular boards, you can't bend this, it's just a straight thing. A surf skate, this is actually a lot harder. It's on 2 springs. So like in here, this is 2 springs, and you have to balance. It's more similar to surfing, but you literally have to balance really well because your thing is going all over the place. I can't even say it right now. But these are fun. Like they're a lot more fun than just skating. Unless you're just trying to do tricks, but you can do other types of tricks on here. It's fun. Thanks for letting me do my show and tell. I'll come back and start praising Jesus again. Hold on. You know what's so weird? Every time she comes home, and I do love my roommate. I do. I don't know if it's from the tarot cards I brought in, but I know there's something attached to her. Heavy AF. Multiple things. But when she gets home, my head, it's like that head thing comes back, and all the flies came in the house. I want to get her an exorcism, I'm not gonna lie. I know her good self is somewhere in there, like, fighting, I don't know. Guys, people literally can be taken over by demonic stuff, and you have to be careful with tarot cards. For instance, I love Twintuitive, I love certain readers, and we're really unaware unless you start educating yourself or you're about to die and then you see like, oh, there's a hell. You gotta be careful. It's more so like ignorant is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. But if you feel a call towards reading the Bible and praying to God and stuff, I highly recommend educating yourself, because let's just say we are at the end. I mean, even the Kardashians buying bunkers in Switzerland. I've gotten Switzerland so long before I saw that. And then they're saying bye to all their houses. Like, you're never going to see that again. And the kids are like... Then Kanye West, the last album he just came out, I know that's not from him. Because the album before that was all about God and Jesus. He's different. Have you noticed anyone that tried leaving the Illuminati too and stuff like that? They make them look like clowns. Or something happens to them mentally. Like the guy from That's So Raven, what happened to him because he wanted to talk out about that, he seems absolutely crazy now. I started noticing that with people that didn't want to go with their rules anymore and stuff like that. They make them mentally look insane. Something happens to them, but it's because they know the truth. They know so much more now. And once you develop this knowledge and wisdom with what's going on, you can't ever go back to ignorance, just not knowing what's happening. You are awake and aware. I highly recommend just educating you guys, like yourselves. I love you guys so much. Let me see. I also like this one because it has maps in it, but hold on. For whoever needs what the most. I've been asked, what are the last words he said to you? To be honest, I don't know. I don't remember. It's not that I've forgotten them, but that I never knew. When he passed, it had been a week since I'd see him. Do you remember the last thing you said to someone a week ago? Slowly, I'm losing his voice from my brain. I don't have any voicemail saved. I don't have any of his home videos. All I have are memories and pictures I'm holding on to tightly. But I know that the last memory fades. The last memory fades away. My dad will forever be gone. I'm so sorry. I loved hearing the stories you've told me about him. He sounds like a character. And then this is another one. So someone's dad could have passed, and if that's you, I'm very sorry, and my condolences. I can't imagine. I don't know how I'd be, and I'm sorry. It's not, even if you're not close to a parent, even if you've hated a parent, it's still super hard to lose a parent. It's part of you. Also, we're supposed to respect our parents and love them because they gave us life. It doesn't mean you have to let them back in your life, but find that peace for yourself too. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to love and respect your parents, even if you're not near them. Forgive them. Someone may need to forgive their parents. I know it can be very hard. Trust me. I know. So some of you could relate to this stuff. Lying awake in the dark. I can't sleep. I'm restless. I know this is so for someone right now. If this is like yours, this reading could really resonate with you. You could be the person that needs to be careful right now. 737. 4s could be significant too. Lying awake in the dark. I can't sleep. I'm restless. My mind turning over thoughts like pages. Cold, unraveled sheets spread across my bed. While I'm looking up at the ceiling, up at the night sky beyond it, I can see them. Stars like freckles dotting your shoulders. Distant bright lights, companions to hold my hands tight on either side. Telling me it's going to be all right. Saying all you have to do is play the long game. It will be a long night if you stay up too late. It's too early in the morning to feel all right. Just say goodnight, or you'll be up all night. Wishing for better days that aren't ready to come, son. Good night, stars, good night. This is about like being naive too, but make myself proud. I miss the naive little boy in me who believed he could change the world. When did he grow up? He used to believe I could be anything. I can go back to being his hero. When did I wake up from my dreams? Why did I never stop trying to make them a reality? I want to make that little boy proud. I want to find hope he held on to when the world was crumbling around him. And he had no reason to believe, but he did anyways. Find that faith again, you guys. I want to pick up the pieces my life fell into. I want to keep trying to make the world a better place we can be proud of, where we can listen more than talk over each other, where we help each other, when we don't have the strength to stand on our own, when we realize we can change ourselves if we don't like who we've become. Just like how I was saying in the beginning, like, it doesn't matter what you've done, how far you've gone in sin. You can still be saved. You can still change. If you don't like who you are, you can work on being a better version of yourself, for yourself, and for God. God has a purpose for you. And if you want to figure out what that purpose is, pray more, start reading the scripture, get close. But it's not just about reading the scripture and praying when good or bad things happen. It's about having that relationship with God, even if it's faith in the size of a mustard seed. Let me show you how big a mustard seed is. I just like nonchalant have some sitting on my windowsill. This is a mustard seed. You don't have to have a lot of faith. Just have a little. It will get you a lot further. But the more faith you have, go back to that little kid energy when you believed and knew that you could do anything. Even though our physical bodies might be limited to doing some stuff, have that faith. God is calling you. He wants you to answer because you are chosen for something more important than you know. It may not seem huge or big on a scale, but if you're alive, you have purpose here. God placed purpose on your life. No matter how bad you may think someone is, 444 on the clock, someone could be 44, but I'm really getting 30s and 40s right now. some of you could be in your late 20s. I am getting, there could be a masculine in his early 30s. And I just got brick wall. Someone could feel frozen coming towards you, or like there's a brick wall, or they built like brick by brick up. And they don't know how to get it down. Sorry, that's my stomach. But now I'm channeling a bunch of energy. Hold on, I'm getting stuff. Every video I make isn't just going to be about God either. I'm still going to channel and give you channeled messages and stuff. So don't worry. This isn't going to turn into like a preaching channel, even though I may get that way sometimes. I don't mean to. I'm working on it. Something could happen in the summer. You were feeling low and you found comfort in me, so you took it for yourself. You drank the happiness from my bones and you felt new. Maybe to be fair, you didn't know just how low I was feeling too. Now I'm empty, I'm struggling to stay on my feet, and I'm feeling worse than I did before. But I see you smiling and you want another glass, so I promise I won't say a thing. You don't have to love others at the expense of yourself. 494. There's a voice in the back of my head and it's your voice, but I'm tired of listening to it. I'll tell you right now, I am enough and I have always been enough. If you cannot see that, it is not my fault or up to me to make you see that. Yes. It's okay to ask for things as long as they're reasonable. You deserve to be happy too. You can let others take care of you. You might be surprised how much they would like to be able to do that if you would let them. So even maybe, okay, I'm getting videos from like a year ago could be important on my page for some of you, but I have been picking up on 3 masculine energies. Someone could like literally want to take care of you. You actually feel turbulent emotions. It is about accepting what has come up without adding more tension to it. It is easier to trust people who recognize when they have made a mistake and are not afraid to apologize. This is a sign that they have enough humility to be open to growth. A fresh start begins with forgiveness, and trust is greatly deepened when changed behavior becomes consistent. It is not about expecting your partner to make you happy. It is about clearly communicating the best ways they can support you as you travel inward and ignite your happiness. It is not possible to erase memories or change the past, but you can stop old behavioral patterns, decrease the intensity of blind reactions, learn to embrace change, accept all emotions that come up, build self-awareness, and strengthen your good habits. Healing is an intentional action plus time. This also is clarity and connection. If you guys are in, this is a really good book. It has a lot of ask yourself, is this connection real if there is no space to be vulnerable? The depth of our relationship is defined by how freely we feel we can deliver our authentic message. The deepest bonds are held together by a bridge of honesty. I just got Talon. My stuff's like picking up. I've been getting bombarded by stuff all day. It's just like I can't turn it off. That's why I'd like to go skate or walk. This is kind of crazy how much stuff I'm getting. I should actually just dig into it and write stuff down for you guys, because whoever is in here, I'm picking up on your stuff. Or whoever is going to be in here at some point today. It could be like 5 or 6 days later. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of messages. Someone could be married to like a devil. Someone will not grow up. I don't even want to talk badly like this. Be careful of the friends you keep or old friends you had. Some people are miserable in their own life, and they'll do anything to bring you down, affect you, or try to feel better than you because they are not happy in their own life or in their own marriage. I'm getting initial M. I also just got the name Mallory. The depth of our relationship is defined by how freely we feel we can deliver our authentic message. The deepest bonds are held together by a bridge of honesty. Real love holds a space for vulnerability, a place where we can be open, raw, and even share parts of ourselves that are not fully formed, but are ready to be expressed. One more thing. Also, I haven't been answering any text messages, so any friends messaging me, anyone that's been trying to contact me, I have a lot of Instagram messages, I have a lot of Snapchats, I have a lot of regular messages. Right now, I've literally just been focusing on God and getting myself in a better place. So I'm not really letting anyone in right now because I don't want it to affect my energy, change my energy, or put me in a different direction, or bring me down if they're friends that usually do that. Remember, people can have dark stuff attached to them, but it doesn't mean you have to sit there and take it. Whether within ourselves or in front of someone who is close to us, vulnerability acts for non-judgmental acceptance of our imperfection. This is a form of compassion that can help us observe our story in a different light, hopefully transforming what was once burdensome into a more insightful and understanding. This is also a form of compassion that allows us to accept the way things are without trying to change it. Sometimes vulnerability just asks to be seen and heard. If we are far away from ourselves, if we are not honest with ourselves, and if we are full of unexamined emotions and conditioning, we will naturally find it difficult to be close to others. It becomes easier to give loving support when we have taken the time to explore our own inner world and let go of the subconscious patterns that do not align with how we want to show up for one another. That could also be a main thing. I really am getting that right now, is to not lie to yourself. We can all do this. Like, when it either comes to a person, a situation, just because we really want something to work out or we have intense emotions towards something, one, God protects you from stuff like that as well. Like, remember, rejection is God's divine protection and redirection to something meant for you or something better. Especially if you're following this path and you're praying, doing all that kind of stuff, you want to know what your purpose is. God's going to protect you and that purpose and let you have bad encounters and good encounters to mold you and form you for your purpose and your experiences. So also remember about reaction right now. Reaction is very important for someone. Someone could be trying to get under your skin, or people could want you to react. This could happen in the next week, I'm feeling like the next 7 days or so. There could either be messages or something like that. And I was picking up on someone deceptive trying to come in. So be careful of your text messages, how you respond to people, or how you react to people. Some of you could be hermiting a little more right now, or there's a need to hermit. If your body's telling you to rest and not go outside and you really want to go outside, rest that day. It could literally just save your life. Listen to your gut and those feelings inside. Whether it's calling you towards a person you feel a lot of love and connection with, voice that, feel that. Follow that niggle, that feeling in your gut. It leads you on your path to your purposes and stuff. And if you're constantly questioning something like, I don't know, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? You probably shouldn't do it. If you're asking that much, usually it's going to be a lot more clearer. And if you can't get the answers, I don't know your health situation, so I don't recommend fasting unless you talk to a doctor or you're completely healthy. But I've noticed personally, the longer I fast, I keep getting told a 3-day fast, and it's really freaking hard for me to do. I can do 2, but the 3rd day I'm like, food. That's why I pigged out yesterday. But the clearer those answers get. And if you don't get the answers right away, fast. Like, do whatever you're feeling called to do. Whether that be fasting, whether it be changing your diet, eating more vegetables, fruit, like, Listen to yourself. Also, God isn't afraid to tell you no. The devil will tell you yes for a lot of things. The devil is a trickster. He wants to trick you. He knows you inside and out. He knows your habits, your bad habits, your patterns. And if you do 555 on the clock, have like some anointing for God right now, and God is calling you to do something and choosing you to do something. If you were born, you have a purpose. If you're a believer and you're following that call and you answered God, it's going to be a heck of a path, but it's going to be worth it. You are being called towards someone, something, or you feel a sense that you have a bigger purpose, you just don't know what it is. Pray for those answers. If you need to get rid of some toxic things in your life to get those answers, do it. If you feel called to move, or you've been being called to move, I don't know, we can figure it out somehow. I do know God provides, though. He does. You just have to have faith, even if it's the amount of a mustard seed, and I showed you how big that is. But I love you guys. I'm gonna take care of myself right now. I think it's important to do some self-care, whether it be, doing a little mask on your face, painting your nails, cleaning your nails if guys paint their nails too, reading the Bible, cleaning up your house some, lighting some candles and cleaning. Is there something you know you need to take care of that you keep pushing off? Try to lean in towards that. Take care of you. And the more you do those things too, and you take care of the things you need to, the more the blessings come in. I am a master procrastinator. I will not get certain things I have to get done because they stress me out too much. So, it's something I need to work on. I don't want to tell you guys what to do when I need to take my own dang advice, but maybe you relate to that. Master procrastinator. Alright, I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Some of you may want to start working out more. Do it. And I hope you guys have a good day. I love you. And God bless you. I pray for you. Like, share, subscribe.